Way back when, the academy was very different.
When we came in, plebe summer, the commandant got up to address us all, and he said, look to your left, look to your right, one of you will not be here in 4 years. They expected 1/3 of the class to drop out.
When we were midshipmen, you virtually had no choice of courses. As somebody put it to me, you were taught what the Navy wanted you to know, which we called the mold.
A lot of guys flunked out because they had a problem with one subject. That you could get A's in 3 subjects and flunk one. You don't have a chance to make it up.
It was sink or swim.
We had no help, and I played 2 sports, and I would stay up after lights out just to finish my homework.
We entered the Naval Academy 1205, and we graduated 896. So we lost roughly 1/3, mostly for academic reasons.
I have here the list of all the ones in my company, and someone had 2 roommates. He came back in January. He was the only one in the room because the other 2 flunked out. That's kind of scary. What we learned very quickly is to take care of each other. We carried one another. We pushed hard, both academically and the physical part of the academy, knowing that other people out there caring about you with your classmates. It was very special. We graduated just as the Vietnam War was starting.
It's amazing the number of these young guys that barely got a chance to throw a hat in the air, and not too longer they were over there getting killed.
During the Vietnam War, we lost 13 classmates, 3 on the USS Scorpion that was sunk, and 1 on the attack of the USS Liberty.
I think I cried. I said it wasn't fair.
Skip is gone, and he's already got a little girl that's the same age as my daughter, and another one on the way.
These are people that you lived with, ate with, did everything with.
And that set in my own mind the impact of the war on us as individuals and as classmates and as our families.
We didn't know what we could do, but we did know these women and these children who they left behind. It was a matter of staying loyal to our friends, and that was the most important thing.
And we continued to raise funds and invest them and build a corpus. And then our first distributions in assisting kids in college was in 1981.
We ended up helping around 85 children, no questions asked.
We got a couple of letters that said something like, I never knew my father, but through you and your classmates, I do.
You and your classmates are the closest I have ever known to knowing him. And he must have been a great man to have had classmates like you. And it still brings tears to my eyes. I'm still moved to this day.
When we came to our 50th reunion, we had run out of children that we could give grants to. So we were looking around for something new.
The Naval Academy does not need another drinking fountain with our name on it. So what we would like to establish is a living memorial to our classmates.
We wanted to do something that would support education.
After poking around here at the Naval Academy, it was suggested that we might want to sponsor a Center for Academic Excellence. It allows us to do something for the entire brigade of midshipmen. I remember sending letters to our classmates as the class president. When we were plebes that plebe summer, we rowed boats up the Severn River, from Dewey Basin to the Severn River Bridge. When you're in that boat, everybody rows. You're all part of the same group. So I said to our classmates, I said, I don't care if you're in for $5 or $50,000. I want you to be in because we all row. And that had a good theme. I mean, we raised the $6,380,000, which we gave to the superintendent at our 50th reunion. I am so proud of the fact that we had 73% class participation. And just this thought that if this had existed when we were there would be a lot more of us. We wouldn't have lost 350 people along the way.
The Center for Academic Excellence was long overdue and was a fabulous addition to the Academy. I was able to go take a tour of the center and see firsthand where the midshipmen go, how they can interface with instruction, whether it's on their own, whether it's a group, whether it's any subject they want. I thought this is a phenomenal asset to the Academy and to the midshipmen, and so I decided to step up and endow it. But all the credit to my classmates for recognizing that before I was even introduced to it.
We know X final, we know X initial, and we know time, which means there's one unknown variable, so we can solve for velocity with respect to X, and then to solve for Y. That was pretty simple. Yeah, I liked it.
I think you just come out of it in a wonderful feeling that people who could have been pushed out and aren't pushed out because they have a system there that they can go to now, and that's been very successful.
I got a letter from a young woman who went in the Marine Corps. I want to thank you for the Center for Academic Excellence. She said, without it, I would not be a Rhodes Scholar. So it wasn't just for kids who were struggling. It was for those who just wanted to improve their grades.
People, when they get older, want to understand that they have a legacy, and that legacy is something that they can visit.
We have a 1% academic dropout rate now, and I think a lot of that is attributable to the center. And you look at the statistics, no matter how good a student they are, virtually everyone goes there for some help. I hope it will grow as necessary and evolve to meet the needs of the midshipmen. But I think as long as we stay well-staffed and are available to the midshipmen, the help they need, that's, I think, what we can hope. We just will continue.
I would say what has motivated us is our recognition and acknowledgement of how the Naval Academy influenced our lives. As we've gone through life, we've had all kinds of experiences, military, private sector, family, everything traces back to something I learned at the Naval Academy. And so I think we all appreciate that the education we got has made us better individuals, it's made us better citizens, it's contributed to our success in whatever field we have chosen to follow. So in supporting the Naval Academy, we support our society and we support our nation, and inherently we all benefit from that. That's why it's significant to contribute to an endowment. It's something that really can make a more significant difference in the long term because you appreciate that what you're generating is beneficial.